Okay, so sorry about any background noise. The window is open and kids are out there playing, but that's okay. I'm gonna take a break from knitting. It is almost 7 o'clock at night. I've been working pretty diligently on this today. Today is June 8th, and I'm trying to get this done this week, but I'm starting to feel a little bit of pain in my elbow because of how much I've been knitting today. It has been a while since I've done this amount of knitting. It's been definitely a while. So, I wanted to do something. Well, I guess let me show you this first. So, I finished. Having the microphone up by my mouth is difficult. I finished this sleeve this morning, so I worked from here all the way up, so not a terrible amount. But then I picked up the second sleeve and just did 4 inches of that. So it is a lot for me, definitely. But like I said, my elbow hurts now. And what I was about to say is that this empty section is starting to, I wouldn't say annoy me, but it's definitely there. It's grabbing my attention. My initial idea was to take my knitting books from over here and put them up here. But the way that I have these shelves, I lined them up with what I had here in my blue cabinet, and this is too short for my books. I could easily just move all the shelves, but then that means I have to actually do all of them because I prefer my shelves to match and not be at different heights. So what I think I'm gonna do, actually I need to test it before I even start that. So this isn't my biggest book, but it is one of the taller ones. 52 weeks of shawls. Bought this book. I don't knit shawls anymore, but that'll fit just fine. So what I think I'm going to do is move just half of this shelf up and then move the books over. I think that'll be okay. I think this is where my books were originally. Here or I had them split between the two, actually. That's what I did before, so maybe I should do that again, split them. Do I want all the hard cover books on this side and then my magazines on the other side? I don't know. Either way, I was thinking about moving these up because this side is kind of like a hodgepodge of like fingering weight yarn. It's pretty much what it is, actually, because this is mostly DK, mostly loosely, and then over here is more DK, and then worsted and Icelandic mostly as well. Yes, everything but the Manchalope is Icelandic up there. So I do have some fingering weight here hung up on I have a grid wall as well that I hang my handspun and fingering weight yarn. Just like single skein sock yarn type thing. Yeah. We're gonna do that and see if I like it. Okay, I don't know. This package of yarn does not fit up here. I mean, maybe I could get it to fit if I really tried, but I didn't want to. So let me keep thinking. This book I bought off of eBay, it is so tall. It does not fit. It'll only fit on this, in this section. Yeah, I could do that. Just leave that there. These ones aren't necessarily hardcover, but they are 52 weeks of socks, volumes 1 and 2. The paperback versions that I bought off Amazon. And I have 52 weeks of sweaters as well, but they changed the style. They're not these beautiful, like, linen covered books anymore. They're just regular hardcovers. Maybe that's why I bought the 52 weeks of shawls, because I thought it was gorgeous. As is. Let's see here. I have a. Ooh, I'm gonna make a mess. And there goes some yarn. There it goes. I have. This one isn't hardcover as well. Ooh, minutiae. Hold on. Sorry about that. The app minutiae just alerted me that it was time to take a picture for the day. And so I didn't want to miss that. What was I saying? Oh, this isn't hardcover, but I do like this book. Like, do I leave it over here with all the rest of them, or do I, like, what other one would I bring over? Honestly, it would be this one, and then this is a hardcover as well. So yarn and texture, and the only other one I'd want to bring over is this one. The rest of them are either Sandnes Garn booklets, or other soft paperback, like my Pika Pow books, Ready Set Raglan, Cable Knit Style by Joan Ho, the Knit Happy with Self-Striping Yarn, Pom Pom Spring 2024. Yeah, this, I don't feel like this, I mean, it can fit over there, but I also have one more book, but I am using it. I'm knitting from it when I get back to it, so I think that's it, really. I just don't, I don't know what to do with myself. I just don't want like fully empty. I don't want fully empty shelves. I do like the idea of having less crammed shelves. Hopefully one day soon. Let's see what I can do over here. Those aren't going to stay up by themselves. I definitely have some yarn that is now, like, what do you want to call it? Leftovers from projects. Oh, talking mushrooms. I forgot about the yarn I set on the chair. I guess it can go back on the shelf. Like so. I was curious why it felt like I didn't have as much. And then let's push back. These are like Christmas sock yarns. Don't need those out. We can put the knitting for Olive right here. I guess, you know, it's not a lot. There's that shelf there on the bottom is so crammed full. I need to use the yarn. So I have lots of plans. It's just I have also a lot of whips that need to be worked on, so I don't know. I just need to do something different. That's something different for now. That's what I'm working on. Not too bad. This is what, 2 days worth of knitting. This is my 3rd day knitting on this sleeve, and I just realized I just recently started this section right here, so I'm just barely into it, maybe 4 rows, but that's all I have left is this section, more bobbles, this section, and then the ribbing, and then it's done. If I wanted to, I could probably get this finished right now. It is 11:12 on what, June 10th, and I could potentially get this sleeve done today if I wanted to focus. Don't drop that, just drop the yarn over. So yeah, I could totally just focus, because that's really it, other than adding buttons and, well, blocking and then adding buttons. So I think that's the goal today. I think so. All right, let's go. It's finished, and it's not terrible for being the incorrect size. It just looks like an oversized cardigan. This does feel weird though, this part. So this doesn't stretch very well, and the dropped shoulder part, because I picked the wrong size, is a lot further down. Like, it's pretty close to my elbow is here, so it's pretty close to there, so it feels a little weird. But it's finished. It is pretty cozy, so we'll see. We'll see if I put this up on my website.
Yeah, that's great. Aha. Because I prefer a shorter cable to knit my sleeves. And I knit my sleeves magic loop, and knit my sleeves, and then I know how much yarn I have left to see how long I can make it. That's the best way of doing that, I think. Because the designer said knit it to this length, and then she mentions that she's 5'1". I'm not 5'1". I don't particularly want this to be a cropped jumper, but if it has to be, then it has to be. But if I can avoid that, that would be great. I'd basically like one this size. So
Okay, so I just want to do a quick check-in. This is not straight. Oh, that's even worse. This is so difficult. All right, is that there? That's straight. Just a quick check-in. I've been working on my DRK every day. cardigan. All I need to do is put on the double knit button band. That was all that needed to be done. And I've been putting it off. One, for the test knit, two, because I didn't have the brain capacity to work on this. So I did. I finished the test knit and decided this isn't that difficult. I can get it done. So this is where I'm at so far. It's just one side. I have the other side to do still, but yesterday I did quite a bit. I was probably around here-ish, maybe. And I did all that. Just sat around and watched YouTube videos and double knit my heart out. My cat broke my yarn right here, so I do have some yarn, ends to weave in, unfortunately, but it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get the rest of this side finished today, and then if I'm lucky, maybe pick up and get this side started. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon though, so we will see what can be done. This morning we got up and we went to one of the neighborhoods close to us. They were having a community-wide garage sale, so we went and checked that out. We did get there a little bit on the later side, around 10:45-ish. And the neighborhood's pretty big, so I feel like a lot of the garage sales were pretty spread out, so we weren't able to see as much, but you know, we peeked around at a few spots. Didn't find anything like fantastic. I got a little, like one of those little old school alarm clocks, the round one with the little bells on the top. I got one of those. I put it over near my bookcase just because I don't really have a time in this room. Like, I have my computer and my watch and my phone, of course, but sometimes that stuff's just over here. I mean, my watch is always on my arm, but sometimes I just want to like look when I'm over there and see what time it is. I don't want to have to stop what I'm doing or find my phone, and you know, it's just one of those things. I wanted a clock somewhere, so I got that. We found ice skates for my son. What else? My daughter got 2 shirts. She found 2 shirts that she liked. And my husband got a s'more kit thing. Like, well, it wasn't just for s'mores, but like camping utensils for like grilling hot dogs and making s'mores and stuff like that. Even though we don't go camping, he wanted it for like when we pull the fire pit out in the summer. So that was about it. I did find a few other things, but I was just like, do I want, like, I wasn't 100% sure where I could fit them in the house, so I decided to leave them behind. So yeah, but it was nice to get out. It was cute. One of the houses was having a live band, and it was like teenagers playing live music from their garage. It was quite sweet. And then we ran over to Sam's to do some grocery shopping and got that done. And then, oops, I don't think I was supposed to do that. Yeah, never mind. And we came home and I ate a little bit of food, and now I'm diving into this. So that is about it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Okay, I did finish the first side. I finished it a while ago, actually. I just took a nice break and went and hung out with my husband in the garage, and then I made dinner. So my hand was also kind of hurting by the end, just a little bit. That's why I haven't gone and picked up stitches for this side. So I don't know. It's, what time is it? About 8:30. I could, I suppose. I have time. I don't know. I'm gonna sit here and think about what I want to do, but I do need to get this done. So that side's gonna suck because it's got buttonholes. I don't like buttonholes. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. So I just sat down and thought about it for a second, and I'm going to rip out these pair of socks, frog them, I guess it's just a bit, and do a different pair of socks. And let me explain what I have here. So I have this beautiful blue yarn. I really wanted a pair of cobalt blue socks. Gosh, was this like last summer? I was obsessed with blue. And so I got this skein. I only got one skein. I hope it's enough, but it's Lang Yarns Jewel Superwash. This is color either 83 or 210. I cannot ever remember which one it is. It's a 50-gram ball of 25% virgin wool and 25% nylon. Again, I hope one is enough for a pair of socks, but I started the Oxna socks by Summer Lee Designs, God, forever ago. And I took this with me to Topgolf last weekend so I could get some more done on it. I actually ripped some of it out because I realized that the pattern has quite a bit of mistakes in it, which is not like Summer Lee, to be honest. Now, this pattern is not available for sale. It was part of her, it was like one of the patterns she made for like Knit Stars. She was on one of the seasons a while back, and I really liked this pattern. Like, I liked the look of the pattern, so I reached out to Summer and I asked her when it was going to be available for sale, like hoping that maybe eventually it would be for sale. And I believe it was her husband reached out and was like, we'll just give you the pattern for free. And so they did. They sent me the pattern, and I was super excited. So as you can see, I got started, did not get very far, but I got past the first section, and to me, I didn't see any mistakes. Got to the next section and was getting through it a little bit. And then I had to get to like the next row, and it was completely off. It wasn't like something I could easily fix. So I went on to Ravelry to see if anybody else had noticed this. And come to find out, even in this first section, there are mistakes. These decreases along the eyelets are supposed to be, oh, I can't remember if they're supposed to be knit two togethers or if they're supposed to be slip knits. Either way, they're one or the other. You know, like the pattern says do one, it's supposed to be the other, and I just can't remember exactly. So I'm just like, oh. I'm like, wow, well, is that a big deal? But when I look at other people's, you can tell the decreases are supposed to look different. So I was really bummed. I'm like, sure, I could rip all the way back and start over again and knit these correctly using the information that other people have put in Ravelry, but honestly, at this point, I do not want to have to do this. I mean, like, again, I think these socks are beautiful. Maybe I'll come back to them at a later time, but for right now, what I'm going to do is frog this, and I think I'm debating on the Feel the Heel sock by Keen Whale or the Hibernal socks by Summer Lee. I am thinking more like the Hibernal ones just because they have that cute mock cable on them. And I know for a fact a lot of people have knit those socks, so that there's probably no mistakes in the pattern. Again, the only thing I'm worried about is if this is enough. So we're gonna see. But yeah, for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and frog these and get these ready to go when I am ready to start those. Yeah, I have a thing for blue. It's not even my favorite color. Green is my favorite color, followed very closely by like beige, tans, browns, and then I think it's blue because my daughter loves to give me crap, and because I always gravitate towards, if there's something in the store, like clothing wise, that is a blue and white striped, you know, like that's just it's blue and white stripe, typically, you know, like the light blue and white, I will usually gravitate towards that. My daughter's like, you have so many things that are blue and white striped. I really don't, but because I like them so much, I wear them a lot. So my daughter always gives me crap. So I think blue must be, and there's just something about certain blues that really just draw me, like cobalt is a really good blue. And then I have this skein of yarn up here that I was gifted, and there's this little bit of blue in it. This pop-up blue right here, that is just absolutely phenomenal. This is Hooker's Corner, and the colorway is Stoked. I was gifted this years ago, and I still have not used it yet because it is so pretty, and I want to do it justice. So I'm sure it's going to end up being a pair of socks, but I just haven't been a sock knitter in a really long time, so I need to get back into that mood. I don't have a lot of sock yarn left just because I haven't been a sock knitter in a while. It's been a long while. I think 1 year I knit like 19 pairs of socks in 1 year. I really do need to get back into sock knitting just because these socks that I do have, hand knit socks that I do have, are getting pretty worn. I don't wear hand knitted socks very often anymore as well, but the ones that I do have are definitely looking rough. So, and I love socks. Let me tell you, I love socks. Just, why don't I knit more socks? I don't need a bajillion sweaters. Uh-oh, I think I might have tangled this a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna untangle this and yeah. Okay, I'm a hot mess today, but that's okay. Plan to shower and get dressed later because it's Sunday. I don't have anything planned. But anyways, I just wanted to show you where the heck, oh my gosh, okay. So where I'm at, so I got up this morning, picked up the stitches. I could have easily just like ignored this today, but I was like, no, get this done, get it over with. So I picked up the stitches this morning, already got the first buttonhole. Look at all these wonderful ends. There's 4 ends right here, but I got the first buttonhole in. And then because this is an Andrea Mowry pattern, she actually explicitly tells you how many rows should be in between each button band. So I'm tracking with a row counter thingamabob, and I'm actually curious if it's faster tracking my rows than just going willy-nilly. To me, I feel like just going willy-nilly, not paying attention is faster, but also at the same time, tracking and seeing your progress, I feel like actually might make it feel like it's going faster. Obviously doing buttonholes are going to slow me down because you have to do one set at a time. I do wish it was a non-breaking pattern, but if it doesn't tell me what to do or how to do that, I don't know how to do it on my own. I don't want to look up instructions, so I'm just gonna do it the way that Andrea says to do it and weave in all these ends, which isn't difficult with a double knit button band. It is so easy to weave in ends. So yeah, just that far. I'm not even out of the bottom. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, the ribbing for the bottom hem. Oh, my husband's doing work outside. So yeah, I got all this to do. We'll see how long it takes. We'll see how long it takes. Okay, so just a quick check-in. I just finished the 4th buttonhole. So let's see here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Do not mind the background noise. My son is in the room watching TV. The crazy things that he watches. It's just a bunch of people playing video games. Anyways, yes, 4 buttonholes have been finished. According to the pattern, I'm supposed to have 8, but I'm not entirely sure considering... Oh, my thing is completely twisted around. I'm just trying to get the... This is how much I have left. That is more than half. So I'm definitely curious. You know, because look, if I fold this in half and need to do... That's way more. If I'm supposed to do 4 more... Is it? Let me see. It just says, it says 8 buttonholes have been placed. Let's see here. Gotta find a picture. Count how many buttons she has. None of these are full pictures. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I don't know. Her 4th one is, let's see here. Yeah, okay. The 4th one is about there. I was looking at the relative to like the armhole, how she's wearing it. We'll see. I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna keep going because the buttonholes go all the way up to the neck collar ribbing. So there's going to be a buttonhole up here. We will see. Alrighty, just want to check in. It's also like 9 o'clock at night, so I only got this mount done because I did stop and do a bunch of things. I left the house to run an errand with my husband, and then I had to leave the house again to go pick up my daughter, and then I did dinner, and you know, I mean, having the breaks is important so that I don't overwork my hands and cause pain. So that's good, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. Quick check-in. I'm almost there. You see that? So I need to do one more buttonhole. And I was looking at the photo. Let me show you the photo. So I don't know how well you can see. So there's one buttonhole there and one there. So she does have a total of 8. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I can tell that that one buttonhole is kind of in the middle of that ribbing she has there. My 8th buttonhole is just at the beginning. I'll show you from the reverse side. I actually did one more double knit pass, so one and then back, just one more. Just because I'm like, mine's not going to be directly in the middle. I mean, these buttonholes are a little on the taller side, so it'll go from like here to here, but definitely not in the center. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I knit my body a little bit longer. I typically have to because I'm taller than Andrea Mowry, so maybe that's the reason I just did not think about that. So this is where I was this morning, and I've not knit, was that 3 more buttonholes so far, and I'm about to do the last one. So I'm going to try to get this finished tonight. I'm trying not to push myself too hard because my hands are starting to hurt just a little bit. Look at all these ends. And yes, I am breaking them a little bit on the longer side just to make it easier to weave in. That's the only reason why. Normally I wouldn't leave ends this long. Well, that's the working yarn, but normally I wouldn't leave them this long. It's just, I'm gonna make my life a little bit easier when weaving all in. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't look too crazy having it not directly in the middle. And yeah, there was nothing in the pattern saying if you knit it longer, you know, hey, take into account, unless there was, and I just didn't read it because Andrea Mowry patterns are great for beginner knitters, but I've been doing a lot of European designer patterns for several years now, and the minimalisticness of those patterns are just easier. So when it comes to like me working on an Andrea Mowry pattern that has a lot of fluff in it for beginners, I typically skim over that stuff, and then sometimes there's tips in there that I probably shouldn't have skimmed over, but still, it's a lot of fluff that I don't need. So I mean, maybe she did, like I said, maybe she put a note in there if you knit it longer, then maybe, but I'm just following the exact written pattern for this button band, and it said to do a certain amount of rows at the beginning here, then your button band, and then a certain amount in between each buttonhole. So that is what I am doing. I did go by and measure in between each because I did have a thought that maybe there were a couple of times where I got distracted and forgot to click my clicker. That happens. It's probably happened a few times, to be honest. So right here between this last one and the next one right here, I did, like I said, throw in an extra row just in case. So I'm going to go ahead and do this last buttonhole and then finish it up.
We do donations to refugee centres, care homes that knit. We have a hookup with Westminster Council, and they are running a series of workshops which include teaching children to knit and to sew. So starting very basic with sewing on a button.
That's sort of what I was doing.
Yeah, you've got to start somewhere. Because they used to teach it in schools here. Yeah. I shouldn't imagine they do anymore, they don't. So that's been really good. And they want all the sort of quirky, we call it fancy yarn, which a lot of knitters don't really like, but they love it. So they're doing some weaving classes.
Okay, that took me about 11 minutes to get all those ends woven in, which was pretty easy again because it's a double knitted button band. I think that's all the ends. I think so, minus this one, but the body of it had already been blocked once before, so we're just going to go ahead and throw this in, and I'm going to block it tonight and let it dry overnight, and I'll see you in the morning. I keep forgetting that this isn't necessarily a project vlog. This is just a June vlog. And I keep forgetting. And then I start something. So I started this, I pulled this out just now. I started this last June, and then I was having some hesitations on it. I did not get very far. I just ripped out like 2 rows. This is the Codie swim cover by Lakeside Loops, and I wanted to make this last year for myself as a swim cover, and I was having some hesitations about the size. I was really worried it wasn't going to fit, that I was making it too small, so I paused, and I was having a hard time just in general. I think I was struggling. Anyways, so I stopped, put it away. It's been almost a whole year since I started this. And obviously, do you think I know where I am in the pattern? No. And I was using a hook size down. Why? Why did I do that? I don't know why. I also don't know how to do the gauge swatch in crochet. So maybe that was why, but if I was scared it was going to be too small, then I should have just used the normal hook size. So what I'm doing is I'm ripping this out. I'm going to start fresh from the beginning with the right size hook. Just going to do the size that I originally thought, because I think it'll fit just fine now. And see about getting this started. I would really like to have a swimsuit cover. I don't like wearing just my swimsuit plain. I don't. But I also don't like having to wear like a t-shirt and shorts over it as well. So this would be a great thing. Plus I have the yarn. This is what I purchased. This is what the pattern calls for, 24/7 cotton. I got it in the ecru color because I just liked the color. I thought about getting black, but then I didn't. Black would match my swimsuit, but either way, this is what I got. I think I have, gosh, do I have 8 skeins or 6? Something like that. I don't know. Again, I bought this last year, started this last year. I never went to the pool last year just because it was either always broken or the weather was terrible. I've been to the pool twice so far this summer, so I should just get this going. Honestly, I should have started this probably like several months ago, but yeah, I kind of want this, and I would really like to make my daughter something like this because that little twerp likes to walk around in just her bathing suit, and I don't like that. I know she's not into this kind of style though, so I don't think she'd actually wear something like this, but I really wish she would. I'm not a big fan of teenagers walking around in just their bathing suits. No siree. Anyways, so this is what I am doing while I wait for my cardigan to soak. I honestly, I could probably pull it out, but because it's whole Garn, you should soak it for quite a while when you block it. Honestly, you're supposed to, well, you're not supposed to, but it's highly recommended to like do slightly warmer water and let it soak for quite some time to get all the spinning oils off of it. I do agitate it a little bit when I first put it in the bath. Excess dye and like I said, the spinning oils do come off. It makes the water pretty dirty, but it also softens up the yarn quite a bit. So I usually just leave it in there for a while. It is what time? 7:38 though. So if I want to get it, well, I mean, I have time to throw it in, so I like to throw my knits into my wash machine and put it on the drain and spin with a couple of towels just to get it, you know, very close to being dry. I like to do that, but our utility company, Mondays through Fridays, between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m., they charge us way more to run electricity during the peak hours, which is so ridiculous because everybody's at work during the normal hours. Like, how are they supposed to get dishes and laundry and any other thing done? So I try to hold off on dishes and laundry. If I don't have time to get it done before 5 p.m., I'll typically try to wait until 9 p.m. So I'm debating if I should just let it soak till almost 9 p.m. and then throw that in, and then that still gives me time because the drain and spin cycle only lasts about 10-15 minutes, and then that way I can either, depending on what I want to do, either pin it, or sometimes I'll put it on my mannequin that's right over here, since it's not that wet. That's what I did with this one, because I didn't want to have to go through all the hassle of pinning this one. So what I did was, when I after I got it out of the wash machine, I just hung it on the mannequin. I wasn't worried about it stretching or anything like that. I kind of wanted it to. So so depending on how it looks when it comes out of the washer later, the DRK Everyday cardigan, it might just go on the mannequin for the night. Yeah. What else? Oh, tomorrow I think I'm gonna do a clip. We're gonna talk about all of my remaining whips. I think that's what I want to do tomorrow. All the remaining whips that I have, and see what kind of goals I'd like to accomplish with those, and where I want to go from here with my knitting, just because I feel like everything is in a certain stage that I don't necessarily want to do, but I should. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. For right now, I'm just gonna get this all undone, and then I'm going to start back up. The only issue, I think, I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure you do one side, cut the other side, and then join it. But I'll be honest, I don't see any loose ends other than these two at the top, so I don't remember how this is done. But yeah, I will see you later. Good morning. It is, what time is it in the morning? 7:30, almost 7:30. I got up, we got ready because one of my coworkers has coordinated a walking group, and we were doing this during the school year, but they decided to continue it into the summer. And what's really nice is it's literally right here in my neighborhood, so I figured I'd join. It's good for me, right? So I will be leaving to go on a walk with coworkers in just a little bit. It's only like a 2-mile walk around the neighborhood, but anyways, so I didn't get as far as I might have wanted, but I did get decent, so definitely a bit tangled. I ripped it all the way out. This is the Codie swim cover. I ripped it all the way out. This is what I have. So you start one triangle, you break it, which I think is, yeah, it was this one, because look, I didn't weave in the end this time. So you started on this one, and then you go and do this one, and then you join it in the middle, and you increase for the armholes. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So the pattern is free if you want to go to her website. There's a video tutorial, or you can purchase it on Etsy or Ravelry if you wanted. I'm using the free version on her blog website, whatever. And I am following it line by line for right now, at least. After a while, it'll probably get pretty easy. I mean, it's not difficult at the moment. It's just knowing when to do the increase and when not to. But all it is single crochets and chain twos. This is so funny how tiny it is. We have about 20 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the pattern and get back to work a little bit before I have to go. Looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the sit down version part of this video. It is June 16th. So I'm just going to show you, I just want to do an overhaul of all whips, even though I haven't touched any of these since forever. But just an overview of what I got going on. We'll start right here actually. So we have a couple of like newer whips. These ones I started, when did I start this? Sorry, I'm just going to pull it up. March 1st for this one. February 28th. Okay, so February-March time frame is when I did my last new starts, other than my test knit. Ish? Hold on, what about this one? Sorry. Looking around you. Yeah, the end of March for that one. Okay, so anyways, let me go ahead and show you what I got going on. This is not much of anything. This is all I have. This is the yarn. It's Holst Coast in the black colorway. Coast is a 55% wool, 45% cotton. I am very excited to have a sweater in this, but this one's going to take a million years because it is also fingering weight. Right now the back panel is it seed stitch? Because it's not double. So I think this is just seed stitch. I have to do 3 inches of it, and it is on a 2.5 US or a 3mm needle. This is the Sandnes Geurnsey Genser. I'm gonna insert a photo there. I'm doing the version that is not the DK weight or worsted weight version. There's a version where it is fingering weight, and that's what I wanted, a nice lightweight cotton wool sweater, and I thought this would be great. But I am not far because it's gonna take a long time. But I have this whole cone, and I really want to. This one might get worked on soon. I don't know what else to say about it, but that is one of my whips that started this year. Probably should have started from oldest to newest, but not a big deal. My other whip that I have right here is what is this one called again? Haraboji. The Haraboji Cardigan by Aegyo Knit. This is how far I got it. You start on the sleeve, so it's worked from side to side. I've wanted to make this cardigan for a while, but honestly, I'm a little nervous about the fit. I'm starting to realize I don't like a lot of really deep, like yoke-ish areas. I don't know, with this one being knit this way, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. I did experience hand pain while knitting this, so I decided to put this one to the side. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous to spend the time to knit this and then not like it. The yarn I'm using is Lion's Brand Fisherman's Wool. Really love this yarn. This stuff is really good. This is the ecru colorway, the natural ecru. This one is on US 8 or 5mm needle. It is all over texture. As you can see, we have a giant cable down the middle. We have these latticed cables type things, and then on the underside is seed stitch. So yeah, I have a bit more to go on the sleeve before I can start doing any increases for the shoulder area, and then however else this is going to be knit. But yeah, I have this over here. I need to put it in a project bag. These two that I have over here have just been sitting on my desk collecting dust. No project bag whatsoever. The next one that I have that is closest, quote unquote, to a finish is my Ciro sweater by Moreca Knits. I don't think I want to work on this right now though, because I am in the ribbing and I do not want to do more ribbing right now. but this is what I am, where I'm at. This is the front right here. So as you can see, I split. There's a split hem. I've been working on the back. I've been working on the back for quite some time. And it's like 6 inches of ribbing on a 2.5 US or a 3mm needle. Bye, kiddo. Have fun. Sunscreen. Lots of it. Okay. I love you.
Love you.
You got your towel?
Yeah, I do.
You got everything you need?
Yeah, I don't think I need anything else. All I put in here is my towel, sunscreen, and a water bottle.
Okay. Alrighty. Have fun, hun.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Oh, it's got a nice little wrinkle in the middle from being folded. But after the back is done, then I got to pick up the front and do, I think, the exact same amount for the front. I can't remember. So you start with like about an inch before you split, but it is so much ribbing. I don't mind knitting ribbing, but it takes so long sometimes. And then I have the sleeves to do. And then it'll be done. The sleeves should be pretty easy because sleeves are such a smaller circumference. Obviously this is not even a circumference. This is worked back and forth, but I needed to take a break. And while this is the closest, and I could probably get it finished this summer, I just don't know how I feel. This is the yarn that I'm using. So I'm actually holding my whole Garn Super Soft double. So I'm winding it off and having 2 strands of this held with Drops Kid Silk in this brown color. This one is coffee. And then I don't know what this one was called or what the number is off the top of my head, but it's this chocolatey brown color. I've wanted a brown sweater for a while, and this is gonna be it. Hopefully it fits me nicely, but this has been a lot of work. It's very dense because of the two strands of fingering weight plus a strand of mohair. It is pretty dense, but it'll be nice when it's finished. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if I can get myself motivated enough to work on that. I can throw those in there too with it. That one's in a bag at least. Next we have, so this is, I guess, the most newest start other than my test knit that I just finished. You've probably seen this. This is the vintage flannel. It's from the Strands of Joy Volume 2 book. I'll put the picture in, it'll just be better. This one is kind of an experiment to see if I can get this to work for me because of my yarn choice. This is where I am at. There's lots of strings and stuff. Yep. So this is where I'm at. I just recently got into the word portion. But yeah, the experiment, if you're unaware, is I could not hit gauge with the called for yarn at all. With the called for yarn, not called for yarn. I do not have the called for yarn for this, nor do I want to purchase it. And so I did do gauge swatches with something similar to the gauge, more, you know, and I think I would have to go all the way up to a worsted weight with the called for needles, and I just didn't want to do that. I wanted a lightweight sweater. And I had these two, well, I had this yarn. I have this yarn. This is Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles in the Dune colorway. And I really wanted to use this. And then this one is just an undyed yarn by Nomad. It is the, Duo, which is 80% superwash, 20% nylon, fingering weight, 2-ply. I had this in stash and I wanted to use this. And so I had to do the math to figure out what size I would need to knit to make it fit me with about 7 inches of positive ease. So as of right now, everything is going well. I'm worried about yoke depth. So this is why it's kind of an experiment. I don't know. The top part is steam blocked. The bottom has not been. That's why it looks so funky. So yeah, I'd like to get back to this one at some point. Oh, that's in a bag too. Sometimes projects just don't end up in project bags. This one you might have seen the other day. This is how much I started the Hibernal socks by Summer Lee. Ripped out what I was working on and restarted those just to have. I should take that on a walk with me at some point. That'd be nice. And then I have, oh, let's go here first. I have my crochet project. This is my scrappy hexagon blanket that I'm working on. The pattern is based off of, I'm calling it the Scrappy Hexi Blankie, but it is off of the Summer Fade Hexi Blanket by Mallory Krall. That's just, I'm using that for just the hexagons and how to join it. And I'm using a lot of fingering weight scraps that I have, and holding them double. So this is where I'm at with that. So when I feel like it, I just go ahead and add some scrap. So I have just scraps like this, and then I alternate the scraps. So I have a bunch in here at this moment. Most of these are finished, or I have used already. What I'll do with the extras, I'll switch these out for the ones that I actually already used in here that I have left, and then I'll use those again and go around, and then I'll use these again and go around until they're all gone. That's my plan, and then we'll see how big the blanket is. So yeah, it just sits in this basket, and again, it's whenever I feel like it. Oh, I do have another whip, but I'm not going to pull it out. It's a blanket that I started years ago, a knit blanket. All right, now this one seems a bit tangled. It's in this big African market basket, and it seems tangled around. I don't know how this even happened. That's not good. Oh my goodness, how did this... If this goes this way... Sorry guys. I don't know how this happened, because I have not taken this out of the basket that I'm aware of. Okay. Oh my god, so heavy. Alright, I started this September. What's before? August? I don't know. I don't even remember when I started this. It's on my Ravelry. I could probably check. The Winter Chunky Jacket by Gray Level Knitter. I started in August, around the same time as this guy. This one is definitely a massive project, and I took a break from it. Ooh. Ready? Look at how gorgeous this is. This is a double knit, all over color work, because you can see it's reversible. Jacket, a winter chunker jacket. I'm almost finished with the body. It's just each row takes me, gosh, I want to say almost an hour. It is a lot of work. I have not worked on it in months. I'm also holding 2 strands of bubbly blue boucle that I hand dyed myself. So it's 2 strands of boucle double knitted with color work to make this absolutely gorgeous jacket. It is so big. It is so big. I can choose to leave it as a vest, or I can add sleeves. At this moment, I am still undecided what I am going to do. I will be adding the collar and the button band before I do the sleeves. But, yeah, and as you can see, it's got pockets too. That's what's kind of nice about it being double knit, is you can make pockets. Yeah, I really want to get this finished for this winter. Like if I would have really worked hard, I could have had it done for this past winter, but I got burnt out. I had to stop. So it's so pretty when I'm looking at it on this screen. Oh, I need to get back to this. So this is like a huge undertaking. Should probably pick it up soon. But yes, I have 2 each color left, and hopefully that will be enough. But honestly, these skeins go quite far. I am also knitting this on a US 8 or 5mm needle, so it goes pretty quickly. Or I mean, nope, that's not what I meant. These go quite far, which is really nice. Even though I'm holding them double, so it's like half of how much it is, they go quite far. I think I bought 5 skeins for each color. And I have, so these are the 3rd skeins, and that's almost fully body finish. Yeah, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. What else do I have in here? Oh dang, I have this in here. This needs to go on the shelf. I have a whole ball of this yarn that needs to go back on the shelf. Dang, I have 3 of those skeins left. I thought I only had 2. I have 3. I'm wondering what I could do with that. All right, what else is in here? Okay, so this is my last whip. Other than the crochet one you're seeing that I'm working on, this is my last actual whip. This one is my oldest whip, other than the other blanket that I mentioned. And a few other things. This one needs to get finished. I started this, let's see here. So here's the problems. I don't think I'm even gonna wear this. January 2025, so over a year ago, I started this. I'm so lazy. This is the Autumn Tail Shawl by Ozetta. I have one side finished. I'm working in the middle, and I'm just a little concerned because my gauge isn't correct, like row gauge isn't correct, so I was trying to make this middle flat side just a little bit longer, but I probably don't need to. But I mean, according to my row gauge, I was not where I needed to be. But so I think I could probably start decreasing, and then decreasing from there is going to be pretty quickly, or go quickly. It's already, well, it's not my whole wingspan, but it will be when it's finished. I don't know. I don't wear shawls. I don't wear shawls, but I was hoping this would be more like a scarf. Like I could wear this like a scarf. So yeah, maybe I just need to get it finished with my oldest thing. So this is all that's left of the first plate of Ploutalopi. I have one more plate ready to go, which should be enough to finish and then do like, there's a little braided edging, I think. Is there braided edging? Sorry. Yes, there's like a little like slip stitch crocheted edge. And that should be enough Ploutalopi, considering if I start decreasing now, this is over halfway then, so not by much, but because this is where I stopped increasing, and I was gonna, I don't know why I thought I needed it to be like if I put this here and then went across to my other shoulder, but I don't technically need to do that. It's just going to be a scarf. I don't know, but I put it on hold because I'm lazy like that. I need to get it finished. So yeah, those are my whips. Okay, quick check-in. I just what do you want to call it? So all the yarn that I had frogged earlier, I just worked through all of that. So I guess we're back to where I was yesterday. in the new hook size, and honestly, it's gonna stretch. It's cotton. I keep forgetting that cotton does stretch quite a bit, so I think this is going to work. I have a million more rows to go because this is quite long. That's what I like about it. It is like down to your knees, so I'm gonna keep going for a little while longer and hope to get a decent amount done. It'd be great to get something like this finished. Girl. What? Do you see yourself? Yeah, you do. Pretty girl. Okay, just a quick check-in. Actually, I need to do this. Give me one sec. Oh, where is it? I finished the first ball. So this is all that's left of the first ball. Where I was the last time you saw it was right where this banana is. So I did that much more. I did take a nice hefty break, made myself some food, hung out on the couch with my kitty. So yeah, depending on where these are going to attach and sit, this is officially past my belly button and a good t-shirt length. But again, I don't know where this is going to sit, if it's going to sit higher or if it's going to be like right there, how much this is going to stretch out. We'll see. So I'm going to move the banana down. I'm going to add a second, I need to track this. My second ball of yarn. I'm going to track it. Was there anything else I wanted to do? Nope, just move that banana down and add the next ball. I'm curious. This is going a long way, so that's good. Alrighty. Alright, just wanted to check in. Okay, it's like 9:15 at night. I wanted to show you. I got a decent way. I'm over 100 rows in, and I decided to count my stitches finally, because I just noticed that some rows were just not ending the correct way. Like everything was lining up, but not. And so I was like, let me just count these because I know I probably screwed up. And sure enough, I'm missing 3 or 4 stitches. And I was looking at it, like I held it up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, how, where, why? I think it was right here. You see how it dips in? I think I accidentally missed some stitches right around, yeah, here, because it was right before I added the new ball. So I'm gonna rip back to here. I wish I knew what row that was, but I'm gonna rip back to here. Yeah, because I definitely lost some stitches back there. that was the new second skein. It's okay. It's okay. I will be okay. So I need to go just a little bit more. I think I'll do pull it back just a little bit and double check the stitches. So not all the way to the banana, but I have a chain 1 on here and I'm going to count the stitches. Let's put the pickle on, a little bit easier. Alright, I have 71. I'm supposed to have 70. It alternates between 73 and 72. I could have missed one. Okay, I think I'm back on track. I'm gonna double check with one more row and count and see. Okay, so I got it back on track. Right number of stitches. You know, when I picked this up from last year, I had these 2 markers on either side, and I don't know why I had these. I do not know why I had those on there. I'm curious, but I'm going to try my best to not mess up again. So I just ripped back all that progress. So sad. So I'm back to like t-shirt length again when I was pretty much at mini dress length earlier. You know what? I know I will be back at the row that I was at, so I'm not going to delete any of my like tracking, like row tracking things, because I'll know that once I get through this entire thing, I'll be back roughly to the same spot, and being off a row or 2 is not going to really hurt anyone. So that is my strategy there. I'm not going to delete any of my progress with tracking rows. Just gonna leave it, catch back up with this. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm done for the night. I'm gonna go to bed. So